Good day, Dance Art students for special program in the arts. This is Dep at Double the Oras TV Escuela, where learning is fun on TV. We will discover another gestures of locomotion in the world of dance arts. I am your dance teacher, Cyrene Kristian Enieses Sacatani from Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School, Nabunturan West District. For today's episode, we will discuss Dance Arts 10, Quarter 4, Dance Production, and Production Personnel. Before we move on, please stay focused, prepare your notebook and pen so you can write important hints about our topic. This lesson will help you understand dance production and identify the dance production personnel. As what the saying says, dancing is a language that is felt instead of heard, but it says much more than language ever could. And every single step is one step closer to being understood. Dance is a performing art, and as such requires the physical presence of an audience at a certain time and a specific place. A performance is conceived with the idea of its being presented to someone. This thought should not be lost sight of while preparing for the production. What is dance production? When the audience takes their seats in the theater and the lights go down, a magical hush fills the air. The curtain goes up, the lights display splashes of color, and the dance begins. The audience, concerned only with what is happening on stage in the present, rarely thinks about the long process that has brought the dancers to this moment. It would be surprising for some to realize exactly how much work and energy goes into mounting a dance production. An incredible amount of work must be done, in addition to creating the choreography and holding rehearsals. Dance production is, and always has been, a collaborative effort. Being among and working with many people who assume a wide variety of roles, titles, and responsibilities. Therefore, it is crucial to have a well-thought-out plan of action and adhere the timing and schedule of that plan. Every production is unique. There is constant overlap and combining between areas of responsibility that are worked out from show to show. Example: if a stage lights burns out, you would know who to tell. Or if you needed a table and chair in your dance, you would know who to ask for it. Most dance productions engage the following personnel: Artistic Director oversees entire production and is responsible for the overall aesthetic and artistic vision of the production and makes all the final decisions relative to all artistic issues. Stage Manager runs all rehearsals, technicals and dress, assigns dressing rooms, in charge of sign-in, is basically responsible for everything that happens backstage. The stage manager is also responsible for calling the show, giving directions for the sound and lighting cues. The stage manager's ability is crucial to the overall success of the performance, and usually has an assistant to help with the details. House Manager runs everything in the front of the house, including tickets, booth, all ushers, and vendors. Lighting director runs the show from a light board, booth, and is in charge of all the lights on the stage in the house and follows spot. Lighting designer transforms the stage space and help choreographers say what they want by making sure all lighting instruments are strategically placed on the stage. Technical director oversees all equipment, instruments, backstage, and technical aspects of the performance, including hanging lights and building any sets. Audio engineer is in charge of all sound equipment and projections. Artistic collaborators are costume designer and construction, seamstress, hair and makeup artist, scenic designer, musical director, composer's live accompanist, prop master or coordinator, in charge of building, moving, and storing. A successful dance recital invariably leaves the audience with a feeling of having a significant experience, whether emotionally moving, visually stimulating, kinesthetically exciting, or simply clever and entertaining. Who should perform and who should choreograph? One of the most difficult problems encountered involves the question of how to select dancers and choreographers for a performance. The dilemma. Given many pressures to perform that is exerted for today's young dancers, it is common and in fact inevitable that this process will raise conflicting feelings in trying to uphold the standards of the art without ceasing to respect the aspirations of the group. There are, of course, what we call natural performers. These are the performers that draw our eyes immediately upon the opening of the curtain or the beginning of the dance, regardless of how little training or experience they may have had previously. But for most, performance is something that is learned, and part of the lesson is learned from on-stage experience. Without an opportunity to perform, this ability may not be completely developed. Likewise, if a choreography is not shown to an audience, its strengths and weaknesses will never be fully illuminated. Given the primary need and desire of higher artistic standards for work presented to an audience, the importance of paying careful attention to the creative and technical level of the performers and choreographers cannot be overestimated. There are various types of production. First, workshop implies immediately that the production to be viewed is going to be offered on a relatively modest scale. Second, demonstration is a term commonly used to designate an informal showing of works. The time of performance can be varied effectively with results appropriate to different levels of proficiency. An evening performance is always more formal than a noon or afternoon showing of dance works, and evening audiences can be expected to be more demanding. Costumes and lighting are crucial to any work of dance. Choreographers must consider the effects of costumes and lighting. Elaborate costumes and 2-minute work composed of simple step-together step-touch pattern may mislead the audience into expecting a work of a more substantial nature. Scaling your choreography. It is common and natural for less experienced dance students to undertake and realistic choreographic themes or projects beyond their technical level and the maturity of their life experience. The designation of a performing area or stage can be made anywhere. But the possibilities for defining the stage area are virtually endless. This class is limited to the studio and small of little theater. There is an artistic challenge and responsibility for everyone involved that must be met if the dance production performance is to be successful. The success of the production is in your hands. Dance is perhaps the most hedonistic of the arts simply because movement is a pleasurable experience. The choreographer's attitude towards the audience is very bit as important, if not more so, as a dancer's attitude towards performance. Your attitude towards performance is extremely important. It is vital that everyone knows from the outset the importance of working with their full concentration, commitment, honesty, and integrity towards the performance. At rehearsal, your attitude and goal must be the performance. Always dance like no one is watching. To instill this attitude is not an easy task. The weeks and months of intensive rehearsals needed to prepare a work for the stage can and will be exhausting, excruciatingly so. The little theater or theater also provides an intimate performance area. However, the fact of having an actual stage, installed lights, and other accoutrements of the theater brings higher expectations and greater formality than that of the studio. This is natural and desirable. The studio is the least pretentious setting for a dance performance and has the advantage of providing very close contact with the audience. Generally, this setting gives members of the audience a special feeling of goodwill towards the performers. Perhaps the proximity of the two heightens audience responsiveness. This atmosphere is especially important for less experienced dance students. Dancers in such a situation can learn a great deal about projection. Now that we are done understanding dance production and identify dance production personnel, let us try to assess our comprehension about our dance lesson. Are you ready? Great! Number 1. He or she oversees the entire production and is responsible for the overall aesthetic and artistic vision of the production. Again, he or she oversees the entire production and is responsible for the overall aesthetic and artistic vision of the production. A. Stage manager. B. Artistic director. C. Lighting director. And D. House manager. Correct! The answer is letter B, artistic director. Number 2. He or she usually having a technical or stage crew for assistance. Again, he or she is usually having a technical or stage crew for assistance. A. Technical director. B. House manager. C. Stage manager. And D. Artistic director. Awesome! The answer is letter A, technical director. Number 3. It is conceived with the idea of its being presented to someone. Again, it is conceived with the idea of its being presented to someone. A. Performance. B. Choreography. C. Dance production. And D. Demonstration. You got it! The answer is letter A. Performance. Number 4. A performing art and as such requires the physical presence of an audience at a certain time and a specific place. Again, a performing art and such requires the physical presence of an audience of a certain time and a specific place. A. Dance. B. Demonstration. C. Performance. And D. Choreography. Yes! The answer is letter A. Dance. Number 5. It implies immediately that the production to be viewed is going to be offered on a relatively modest scale. Again, it implies immediately that the production to be viewed is going to be offered on a relatively modest scale. A. Workshop. B. Demonstration. C. Dance production. And D. Recital. Wow! You are correct! The answer is letter A. Workshop. Wow! How's your score? I am hoping that you get the correct answers. But if not, you may review this episode to TV Eskwela Facebook fan page or TV Eskwela YouTube channel. That ends our dance lesson for today. Thank you very much for watching. Until next episode for the Dance Arts 10 in Special Program in the Arts. Again, I am your dance teacher, Cyrene Kristian Enieses Sacatani of Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School, Nabunturan West District, saying, dito sa TV Eskwela, sa pag-aaral, sama-sama! Bye-bye!